In today's video, I'm going to show y'all how to move from one distribution company to the next. In this particular example, I'm going to show you how to move away from Distrokid to Symphonic Music or to Illustrate Music, because that's who I like to use. I use both companies for different reasons. I want to show you how to do that today. What's good? If you've been here before, then you already know. I'm so St. Louis. And if not, welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Alright, let's get into this video. Before we get into the actual screen recording that I did for you, I want to show you a couple of key things that you need to have before you actually try to start moving the music over. First, you need the files for every single song you plan on moving over to any other distribution company. Go find a way to download them, or maybe you can hit up your recording engineer and see if they still got access to them. Alright, check your emails or something. The second thing that you need is the high quality version of the artwork that should be attached to this particular music. You got to make sure you have access to the 3000 by 3000 version of it, or you won't be able to upload it. And in most cases, it needs to be a PNG file or a JPEG file that is not over 10 megabytes. Now, I know that sounds kind of technical to some people, but if you've been doing this for a while, then you get it, you got it. And if you haven't been doing this for a while, then there are tools you can use online to resize your artwork. So at the end of the day, just make sure you at least have the artwork file and do what you got to do from there, right? All right. Another key thing that you'll need during this process is the ISRC code for every single track that you plan to move over to the other distribution company. Now, you can grab this from your current distributor, or if you end up with my master music metadata file, you'll always be able to access your ISRC code. You need this number if you don't want to lose your streaming stats. Now, if the stuff that's attached to your songs currently, like your streaming numbers and all of that, don't matter to you, then you don't have to worry about having the ISRC codes. But I'm assuming if you are an artist, then this matters to you. You'll also need to be able to credit everybody properly. Hopefully, you know, that's important to you. So make sure you take note, or at least keep your other distributor's account open until you're able to make sure you properly credited everybody as you are moving the tracks over. All right, so when you are ready to move your music away from Distrokid or any distributor for that matter, what you need to make sure you locate for the songs or the project that you would like to move to the other distribution company is your ISRC codes. Sometimes you need the UPC code as well, but I will tell you in this particular case, the ISRC code is extremely important. And I'll be providing a resource, which is a master music metadata sheet, so that when you're ready to do this, you won't always have to go to your previous distributor for that information or for that data. With this sheet, you'll be able to add previous songs that you released or the songs that you want to keep track of going forward, whether that be for songwriter information, percentages that you need to put on your split sheets, publishing company information, the percentage that goes to each publisher or producer. I'm making it easy for you to be able to have all of your song data in one place whenever you need to grab that information. Oh yeah, shout out to my classmate Venice Bryant III. Make sure you go check out his music. He volunteered his Distrokid account for this particular video. And again, like I said before, you want to grab the ISRC code. So this number right here next to each song as you move it over. So I'm going to hop over to Illustrate Music because that's my primary distribution company, and I'll
log into my account.
You want to create a new release starting out, but if you are doing this on Illustrate, you have to go to re-release if you are going to redistribute a release that's already been put out. So you want to, of course, grab the song title. So I'm just going to copy and paste this as if I was Venice. Let me look at the original release date because that's going to be important. Okay, so this song in particular was attached to a full project. So what I'm going to do is look at this date, September 9th, 2022. That's the date I need to choose as the original release date. And these things for the most part apply across all distribution companies, but I'll show you this on Symphonic music distribution as well. It's the same whether you're using one distributor or another. So in this case, I'll just choose my name, but if I was Venice would choose his name. So you just choose your artist name. You don't need to add an iTunes pre-order because it's a previous release. You can't do a pre-order period on that. Make sure you choose the genre that matches your song because you need all of the data to carry over that's relative to your release. So I'll just choose R&B and soul for the sake of this. Also, if it was attached to a particular UPC code, you need to grab that UPC code from your previous distribution company as well. So you just copy that and paste that in. If you don't have that or you don't have access to that data for whatever reason, just choose to automatically have the UPC code assigned. The ISRC code in this particular case is going to be way more important. You'll choose your record label. It'll be your name or your label's name. Choose whether or not this is an instrumental release. Select the language. Another thing that you'll need is also the album artwork. In this case, I'm just going to save this image from Venice's release. If you have access to the 3000 by 3000 version of your artwork, make sure you upload high quality artwork. Alright, so I'm going to right click and download this so I can have the full version of it. And then I'll hit upload. Just re-upload it. Boom. Check all of the stores that you want to send this release to. Choose whether or not you want to release it worldwide. Save and upload to continue. Next, the track name should be whatever the song name is that you are transferring. So because I'm still working on Give You Me, I'll copy that, paste it in there. The artist name is here. Add your feature name if there are any. And then go to create feature artists and make sure you select them from the drop down if they're not already in your account. Songwriting credits. I would advise you to credit everybody who was originally on the song credits at your previous distribution company. In this case, it's just Venice Bryant. He did the music and the lyrics. They don't allow me to copy and paste, which is weird, but I'll just put Venice Bryant III in there as the songwriter and composer. I'll copy that, and that would make him the producer as well. I really like how many options Illustrate has here, and Symphonic has quite a bit of options as well. I'll have links in the description to both companies. Illustrate, you can choose whatever time you would like for the clip on TikTok to play, and this is the most important part of uploading a previous release from one distribution company to a new one, or moving it from one distribution company to a new one. No matter who you're moving to, you need this ISRC code. You can choose to have it automatically assign one, but if you want to keep your streaming data or your song data, you need to make sure you go to no, I already have this, or no, I already have an ISRC code for this track. What you got to do is go back to your previous distribution company and copy every portion of the ISRC code and paste it in there. If you want to write it down, if you want to save it to a note, or if you want to at some point just add it to a master music metadata sheet so that you'll always have access to the correct code. And I'll be providing the template in a new ebook that I'm releasing, so make sure you check the link in the description to join the waitlist for that, so you'll have an update when it comes out. At this point, as long as you have the correct ISRC code input, then you want to, in this particular case in Illustrate, you'll save this song to the track list. If it's multiple tracks, you'll want to go here each time you upload the song data, and then it'll show you a new screen to upload an additional release. But let me hop over to Symphonic distribution to show you how to move your music to Symphonic distribution if you want to transfer music to Symphonic. The interface just looks different. So on here, you want to go to the drop down that says distribute and go to releases. You could have also gone to create release. So you can create a release. Does this release have a UPC code associated to it? Now, in this case, Symphonic is already asking you, is this a previously released track or project basically? If it is, grab the UPC code, enter the UPC code before you do anything else. If it's a new release, you won't have a UPC code to grab and you'll just click I need a UPC. But if it's a previous release, just grab the UPC code that was already available to you from the previous distribution company and go to verify UPC. All right, so they found it. It's going to allow you to add it to a particular label or artist name here. Then you'll go to create release. Their process is a little bit different, but as you can see, this code is attached to the song data that's already been released. You need to also have the audio that you're going to attach to the songs that you're transferring, and you need to have your artwork. So here you got to go to view this release and make sure that you input the correct data that should go with this release. After that, you hit save. And because this is a project with multiple songs, now you have to go and edit each track and make sure you upload the audio file that accompanies that track. The ISRC codes have already been imported because of the UPC of the full project. After you get done doing that, then what you want to do on Symphonic is submit the release. If you have any errors or things that you did not complete in the process, you can just go back to that particular track and make sure nothing has this red caution button by it. If it does, then there's something within that track page that you need to correct to come back to this page and submit your release. Oh, I almost forgot. After everything is said and done and you got the new music moved over to the new distribution company, make sure it's delivered right through the new company. Actually go to the platforms and see if you see the music twice, because there may be some overlap. But once this is done, go into your old distribution company, log in, and make sure on each song that you have moved over or each project, make sure you request a takedown. Even if you got to do this via email, make sure you do it so that your music is not double on the platforms, of course. But also, you want to make sure that your music is not just being distributed by two different companies, because then there'll be conflicting statements with your payout, and the payout process will also be an issue for you receiving your payout properly at the new distribution company, because the old company is technically supposed to be paying you for the duration that that music was distributed by them. All right, so hopefully this video was helpful to you. As I stated in the video, I will be leaving a link down below to both distribution companies. I'll also be leaving a link down below for you to jump on the waiting list for my new ebook, Royalty Collection Rundown, which will include the master music metadata sheet so that you can always have access to this data that you need when you are transferring songs, or even when you're filling out split sheets. You'll always have access to the data that's attached to every single song you release, whether that's for previous work or for music going forward that you want to track and make sure you register properly. Okay, so make sure you hop on the waiting list. And while we at it, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, all that, right? So you don't miss another video. All right, peace.